What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gaming with Nimbus. And Nintendo just recently had a Nintendo Direct for their new Pokemon game, Sword and Shield. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
As everyone already knew, Nintendo was going to be releasing a new Pokemon game by the end of the year. And we got the announcement a couple of months ago, but we didn't really know what was going on with it. We just got the name of it, Sword and Shield, and we got the 3 starter Pokemons that you were going to start off with the Pokemon. But we didn't know anything. We knew the region, but that was about it. They did say they were going to be having a Nintendo Direct, and they were going to show more information, which is what they did. I couldn't watch it live with you guys because I was at work, and I saw it while I was at work. Probably shouldn't be doing that, probably shouldn't be saying that, but whatever. There are certain things I'm excited about, and certain things that, we need to talk about. To begin with, we saw new Pokemon. Forgot their names. One looked like a flower. The other one looked like a turtle, and the other one, which I was really excited about, was bird Pokemon. This bird Pokemon that was all black. That looked like a big crow. It looked really cool. They also showed us the new gimmick for the Pokemon game, and this is where I'm just like, okay, I knew there was gonna be a gimmick. I didn't know what it was. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not mad at it. I'm not a huge Pokemon fan. I do buy all of the Pokemon games, and I do play them, at least like the mainline Pokemon games. I did buy Pokemon Pikachu and Pokemon Eevee. I don't play the Pokemon Ranger games. I didn't play none of that, the rescue games. But any other Pokemon game like that, like the typical Pokemon games, I do buy them and I do play them. I have every single Pokemon game. So I'm not a professional, I'm not an expert, but I know my Pokemon, okay? And the new gimmick is we're basically having Gaiju battles. And if you don't know what Gaiju battles are, it's like Godzilla battles. The Pokemon are freaking huge, okay? Instead of like a Mega Evolution or like a Z move, they're the new gimmick that you could do one time during battle, and it lasts like a couple of minutes, is that you can make your Pokemon freaking huge, and by doing that you make them way more powerful, and their attacks are way more powerful. And if you and your opponent do it at the same time, you're basically having a Pokemon Gaiju battle. Godzilla. They might as well announce Godzilla as one of the new Pokemon. Might as well. Pokemon Godzilla. I don't know where we at Pokemon numbers, like 900. I think we're going into 900s now of the amount of Pokemon there is. And the gimmick is called Dynamax. Okay, so with Dynamax, you could make your Pokemon really, really big. And that's cool, it's funny, and there's like an online gimmick to that, which we'll get into. It's okay. I'm not mad about it, I'm not happy with it. I'm like, okay, we knew that there was gonna be a gimmick, this is the gimmick, I'm fine with it, whatever. How is the gameplay? Is it the gameplay that we thought it was going to be? Because a lot of people didn't want just like a typical Pokemon game anymore, because we've been having Pokemon games since the Game Boy era, okay? And a lot of people didn't, just like me, I didn't want to play another Pokemon game. To be honest, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, people want a Pokemon game, an open world Pokemon game, something like Breath of the Wild or Skyrim, to that thing, okay? To that type of gameplay. We're getting something like that, not entirely. Apparently, while you're traveling from city to city, that wild area, that's what they're calling it, the wild area, and that like forest area where the Pokemon are, and you cross from town to town through the forest and whatnot. the wild area is supposed to be like your open world where Pokemon, you can see Pokemon from the distance, and that's another thing which I'm glad that they at least I'm assuming they did, because that's what they're showing. But they carried it on from Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Eevee, where you could actually see the Pokemon walking around, which I thought was freaking amazing, because it actually made the area rich. It made it seem alive. Like, if, oh my god, there's actually Pokemon all over the place. And that was actually really cool. There are Pokemon hiding as well, like within the water, and in tall grass, and in trees, where you could actually shake the trees and apparently a Pokemon will fall out. Or if you see that there's an exclamation point in the grass, you can literally go to it, or I guess you could whistle at them and they come out. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going by from what I saw. That was actually really cool, and I'm super happy about that. So this wild area is supposed to be like this huge open world area where you could literally explore and look and you know, battle. You could train, because it's not like Pokemon Go where, you know, you gain experience by catching Pokemon. No, we're going back to the way Pokemon was. For you to gain experience, you had to battle Pokemon. Okay, so the grinding of Pokemon is back, which I never had a problem with, and that's how good Pokemon is. I hate games that are super grindy, but for some reason I've never had a real issue with the Pokemon grinding, if you will, because you can actually see the progression of your character. Not like some games you could grind, and you get like minimum progression, and that's the type of crap that I can't stand. But the wild areas, they look cool. You could go around it. It looks huge. I give them that. The area looks freaking amazing. It looks beautiful. It looks like they are taking it looks like they're taking in the power of the Switch and making this a bigger game. I wouldn't say they're doing it 100%, because I think they're able to do a full-fledged open world Pokemon game where you could, it's almost like Breath of the Wild. You could do whatever you want. You could go where you want, and such, and forth, and, you know, such, and things like that. So yeah, another thing that the gimmick is part of the gimmick, as part of this Dynamax thing, is that while you're in the wild area, you can see specific places where there are going to be raids. So yes, they brought in raids from Pokemon Go, and apparently these Pokemon are freaking in Dynamax mode. They're freaking Gaijus. They're huge, and you could battle them in a raid with 3 other Pokemon trainers. Now this is where this could really be amazing, and we all know how Nintendo is with their online, Mario Maker 2, but this is, if they're doing what I think they're doing, it would be amazing. So apparently you can link up with, hopefully, 3 of your friends. Hopefully, Nintendo, it's 3 of your friends, and you guys are not making the same mistake as Mario Maker 2, and it's like 3 random people, because oh my god. But I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, and let's assume that it's 3 of your friends. So you could link up with 3 of your friends in the wild area and do these raids and battle the big freaking Gaiju Pokemon. And if you beat them, if you beat the Pokemon, you're given a chance to catch the Pokemon, just like in Pokemon Go. And if the Pokemon is, I guess, not like a usual Pokemon that's supposed to be in the Kalos regions, the Pokemon is unlocked and you're able to catch it in the wild. There's something like that they explained. It's a little weird, but this is where I get excited. I could only hope that it's while you're in the wild area, if you will, that is what you would, that would be like the quote-unquote hub, and there are other players from all around the world within the wild area actually going for Pokemon and training. And in that little hub area is where you could like meet up with people online and be like, hey, you want to battle, oh, you want to trade such and such. That would be awesome. That the space between the cities, quote unquote, the wild areas, is your online hub where you could catch Pokemon, you could see other trainers, and you could literally there link up with 3 of your friends to go do these raids. That would be freaking amazing. I feel like that's what they should do, because that would give life to the Pokemon world. Like, I could understand if, you know, they don't want to do like a co-op online Pokemon game because it's apparently hard for them. Nintendo always has a problem with their online. It would be hard for them to have 2 players in, you know, online going through the same progression of the story. Fine, I'll give you that. And the city is not a hub. That's something that you do personally. But while you're in the wild area, that's open to everyone. Okay, and you tell your friend, oh, I'm in such and such wild area between such and such cities, and you could go there and actually meet up online. I think that would be amazing. Is Nintendo and Game Freak doing that? I'm not sure. It kind of feels that way, but I've been wrong before. Okay, so that's I could only hope for that. And besides that, the Pokemon game is a Pokemon game. You meet up with a professor, you know, they give you the choice of 3 starter Pokemon. You have a quote-unquote rival, because they're not rivals anymore. They're like your friend. They're not like, you know, Blue, Gary, or Green, wherever you want to call him, because he was a complete douche in the first game, okay? He was not your friend, okay? But here, you know, they make them your friend now. You guys travel together. They show you the champion of the region. It's the same thing. The only thing that we didn't see is that we didn't see our quote-unquote Team Rocket, which I was actually waiting for that. So we don't know the story of the game, of the story of the game. So maybe that's the reason why we haven't seen this quote-unquote Team Rocket, which is all the same basically. I'm pretty sure it's gonna revolve around the Dynamax whole thing and trying to harness the power of the Dynamax. I already know, you know, it's a given. We did see our legendaries, and this is where I have one of my problems. The legendaries are 2 dogs. One that literally has a sword in his mouth, and the other one is like his mane is a shield. The one with the sword, his name is I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Zaxian, and the other one that's a shield is Zamazenta. Okay, they look cool, but they don't look cool for legendaries. Okay, in my eyes, they look like final forms of Pokemon, like from one Pokemon. They look like they could be variants of final forms for a single Pokemon, which what I mean by that, certain Pokemons evolve because of different things. For a perfect example, Eevee. Eevee could evolve into like 8, I forget how much, in like 8 different forms doing different requirements for him to evolve. That's what this Pokemon looks like. This Pokemon looks like a final form of 2 different final forms for one Pokemon that's able to evolve 2 different ways. And what do I mean? Instead of giving them legendaries, this Pokemon should have been a regular Pokemon, where a smaller version of that form, if you train its attack more, they evolve into the dog that holds the sword, which is, I'm not gonna try to pronounce their names anymore, right? So if you train their attack, they evolve into the dog with the sword, and if you train their defense, they evolve into the dog with the shield. That, to me, that's what that looks like, and that's what it should have been. I'm not that excited about these legendaries. They look cool, but they're not like legendary cool, like, oh, Lugia, oh, Ho-Ho, you know, like those, oh, Mewtwo, you know, those type of legendaries. You know, they just don't look it to me. Like, even, I don't know, they just look alright. They look average. So yeah, I'm not, they like hinted when they showed the 2 legendaries, they hinted that there is a third. At least to me, it felt like they were hinting at there was a third legendary. There's always a third legendary, but it looked like they were hinting at it. because they look like they felt like a presence of some like form or another, and they got ready to like combat. So I'm pretty sure there's a third legendary. There's always a third legendary. They also announced when the game is coming out in November 15th of this year. So it's not that far away. They also announced that you could pre-order a double pack with both games for, you know, Sword and Shield. So yeah, that was basically what the Direct was about. I'm excited for it. I'm a little bit disappointed for certain things. I'm super excited to see exactly how this wild area works, because if it's like an internet hub where, you know, remember in your you were able to go to the hub to meet other players, like, you know what I mean, in the Pokemon games. I think it was always like above the Pokemon Center. If the wild area becomes that, where all of the Pokemon trainers are there, that'll be kind of cool. But who knows if that's the case. But only time will tell. I'm still gonna buy both games. I like Pokemon. It's fun. It's fun to play. So yeah, if you like this video, give me the thumbs up. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about the Direct. What you guys think about this game. Tell me if I'm total, you know, I'm full of shit and I just don't know what I'm talking about, and you think this game looks amazing, you think the legendaries look amazing. Hey, everyone has their own opinion to things, so I'm not gonna get mad. I'm just gonna be like, why do you think it's great? And we can have a discussion down in the comments, okay? And as always, if you're watching this video and you're not yet subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. Become part of the family, okay? Yeah, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next episode of Gaming with Nimbus. Deuces.